All right, greetings, friends. Here we are on week 4 of our course in spiritual formation through the art of the Psalms. This week, we are talking about the Psalms of Lament, and you are crafting your own Psalms of Lament. I have no doubt that you have more fodder than you will know what to do with. So I pray that the Holy Spirit will make clear to you, give you a sense of something ringing true that you need to give voice to. As I have been thinking about our topic and how the occasions and causes for lament are ubiquitous, I was thinking about a book that I have been reading recently by Martin Shaw, Liturgies of the Wild, Myths That Make Us. Martin Shaw is a visiting professor in the Faculty of Divinity at the University of Cambridge, a Christian convert recently. Most of his life, he would have regarded himself as a pagan in the old sense of that term. He has always been close to nature. He's always cared about nature. And now, as a Christian, he has wanted to help other Christians recover a love for God's creation, to discover the wisdom that God has embedded in the environment and the earth, in all that God has made. He's created, I guess you could say, a spiritual formation program related to rites of passages that would take place in wilderness places. And this book, Liturgies of the Wild, explores a whole range of subject matter and themes. Let's see, some of them are a lot of that related to stories and how stories make us, and how liturgies and stories and myths are God's way of orienting us in the world. So his titles include On Bones, On Initiation, On Death, On Passion, On Prayer, On Guilt, On Envy, On Dream, Limit, Evil, Praise Making. It really is a marvelous book. But as I've been thinking about the topic of this week, Lament, I was thinking about his chapter on death, which I read. And he talks about the passing away, the death of somebody that he cared about very deeply, and that created this rent in the community of sorrow and agony. And he has this paragraph that I wanted to read to you because it articulated so beautifully our heart and our body's responses to things that we say to ourselves intuitively, consciously, this ought not to be. So let me read this, and then I'll end this little brief reflection. He writes, in every case of someone close to me dying, I have been disoriented and bereft. It's never been okay. I loathe that idea. In one way, we continue on together imaginatively, but there will always come a day when I know they live on now only in the crucible of memory. You will locate them in their absence far more than their presence. I want to be more gracious to that emptiness, more understanding of it, more tender with it, more curious about it on the days that I can bear it. And when I can't, I howl and weep and drink and sleep. And I love that last statement. There are days that, he's able to bear the absence of somebody who is dead, but that he loved. And on the days when he can't, he howls and drinks and weeps and sleeps. And those are such bodily activities. And I don't think we can underestimate how central our bodies are to processing grief in a healthy way. And as, of course, you know by now, or you've long known, the Psalms are profoundly sensory poems. They are sensory, they're full of sensory imagery, and our experience of the Psalm can only be fully meaningful as we say them out loud and we hear and taste and see and touch all that it invites us to inhabit and apprehend through our 5 senses. So I love just how he talks about how the grief in the absence of somebody that he loves, who is now dead, is just such a multi-sensory type thing. So just a brief reflection here from Martin Shaw's book, Liturgies of the Wild. It really is quite a good book. It's a very easy read. It's not difficult reading because he's a good writer, very engaging writer. But it is exploring very important core aspects of our human identity, and wondering how storytelling helps us to process these things in healthy, life-giving, God-oriented, God-word ways. So just a little reflection here. I look forward to reading all of your Psalms of Lament. Lord bless you and keep you, and I will see you online.